The street here, as which one can see here, is a sort of typical 19th century spa. Well, of course that's been done up recently. Certainly towards the end of socialism this has been quite a mess. Now it is much improved, as is quite clearly visible looking at it. This is the main stream running through Polanica. It's now dirty. The reason for this is the floods. It's been carrying a lot of sediment down with it. The water is very, very active, as can be seen, and quite powerful. Looking downstream we can see other bridges, again buildings, 19th century architecture, quite attractive. This is one of the main shopping streets, so to speak, of Polanica. It's also the place to eat, it would seem, because there's plenty of places around here to eat in. And most of it, of course, is like local cuisine, the sort of things you'd probably find anywhere else in Poland. Next to the park there is this theatre. Now this is a theatre that goes back many, many years. This lady who the theatre is named after was apparently quite a famous actress who played well until the 90s, so I'm told. The entrance to the park is here at the left, which is extremely attractive place to sort of wander around in the summer. Even in the winter when it was quite nice to wander. I was here last time in December 1999 and it was a very pleasant place to wander around in. And here we have a quick panorama of what is around here. The Table Mountain National Park, located to the northwest of Polanica, Kłodzko and Kudowa, is probably one of the least well-known national parks in Poland. It certainly isn't one of the most visited, and there's still lots of little trails and things that one can find where absolutely empty. Unlike the Tatras, which is a bit like walking down a main street on a Saturday afternoon. Here we have forest, hills, flat topped hills, unusual, very unusual in fact, in this part of the world. So this is the national park, which is on the south of Poland, called the Gory Stolowe, the Table Mountain National Park. It's a very hilly area, as can be seen from where I am at present. It's not frequently visited by tourists, so that gives an extra reason to actually see this, because it's very, very attractive, and in many ways it's very similar to Zakopane. Obviously it's a lot lower than that, but it's very, very, very nice. A lot of sort of symbols of former German architecture, as we can see here. For example, in front of me as I turn, we can see a former tower which was used by the fire brigade of the time. So this was, I don't know when this was built, but I mean there's been no Germans living here since 1945, so 61 years, and it's still standing. Below me I have a mountain stream, and the water level has considerably fallen from yesterday. There was talk of a flooding. We saw flooding yesterday, and but here certainly I mean I don't know what it's normally like, but it doesn't seem to be particularly dangerous. Of course, if a lot of it's flowing into one area, flowing into the Bystrica River, then it may well be a problem further down the water line. Anyway, there we have it, countryside in Poland. This is a bridge in the Gory Stolowe National Park. We can see the date on the bridge that was manufactured 1908 by the company Thiele and Maywald, and obviously still in German, and nicely done up again in recent times. The water levels do seem to be somewhat higher than normal. This is August, July and August are the times when flooding traditionally takes place, because the amount of rain is the heaviest, and it comes in very violent and rapid doses. So that's why, for example, the flooding in Wrocław in 1997 occurred in July. July is the wettest month of the year in Poland. It is not. Is, for example, in the Alps you'll get the worst time there for flooding is when the snow melts. That is not the case here in Poland. So having a look around there, we see a little hill with the rock showing above it. The Gory Stolowe have the name because when you see them from a distance, it looks, they're absolutely tableland. It's very unusual in this country. It looks as though it's something from the United States or maybe Mexico or even Spain. You get these constructions, very flat hills, and but they have to be seen from a distance, not from locally. Here we have, certainly this area lives above all on tourism. Houses here being done up, maybe not the right time of the year to be doing up the house. It should be full of tourists at the moment, not under reconstruction. But anyway, there it is. So this here is Jerzkowice Wielkie, big Jerzkowice. It's probably called Jerzkowice Wielkie because there's actually two houses here, and Jerzkowice Małe is probably a place where there's only one house. So we have the road, the main road leading through here with the chickens running around on the that road. From here in Kłodzko we have a view of the Table Mountain. The view is taken from the eastern side. From the northern side it's much more impressive and much longer. But even so, this gives an idea of the flat-topped hills, which is extremely unusual in Europe. The road leading to Polanica from the north. The lorries have difficulty getting up the hill. And where lorries have difficulty getting up the hill, that's a sure sign that the scenery must be nice. The mountains, or hills I should say really, looking to the south, the Czech border. The Czech border is found on three sides. On to the north is the Poland. So we've now nipped over the border into the Czech Republic, and one of the things that you do in the Czech Republic is you come and get some cheap alcohol. This is one of the many little, not much more than the kiosk, which is actually selling alcohol here on the border. There is Poland straight in front of us. This place is called Nachud. Nachud is a very attractive town. It's a lovely market square. And also we see here from the partner towns of Nachud, it's done a very good job in not putting its costs up too high, because the first place we see is Kudowa, and then the second place we see is Kłodzko, both of which are very close, so that's not going to cost it too much. Halberstadt and Warrington, well, maybe that is a little bit further, but at least when they have a sort of do or whatever, they have a musical evening, or they can nip over the border and not have to worry about huge